And finally, we are back with another episode of Kopites State of Mind. It was a very long international break. I know you missed us. We missed you. It hurt us as well. I'm joined by the usual. I'm with Geff. And I'm with Mo.
What's going on,
All right, guys. Sorry. Guys.
Wow, that was a hard.
I know. I'm just really excited. I'm just really excited.
We all are.
I know. All right. My apologies. Mo, everybody, again.
What's going on, guys?
All right. United, Old Trafford, our biggest enemy in the place we can't win. That's where we're going. And that's what we're going to... Actually, no. First, I want to start... We had a long international break. You guys want to go over real quick?
Let's
just real quick.
Before we get into that, as a matter of fact, there's a new app out there for you Kopite trivia heads. It's called Last Fan Standing. Just download it on
any smartphone,
iOS, any smartphone. Use the referral code Kopite State of Mind. You and your friends can get grouped up. You can win cash prizes. It's free to play. I think it's almost daily, and they have it right before kickoff as well.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You win cash.
It's great stuff.
It asks you questions, and you get like a ticket if you win the trivia. And then if you have a ticket, you could join like a predictor before any match. And then, you know, if you get your predictions right, you could win like cash and stuff. It's really, really cool stuff. So make sure you check that out. Our friends from Ireland started it, and it's really, really fun. It's really cool. All right, real quick.
Let's get back into it.
Let's real quick. Virgil van Dijk had a good performance. They beat Northern Ireland 3-1. Dan Lovren played against Croatia. He played the full 90. That was nice. Joe Gomez didn't feature against Czech Republic. Robo-captained. Sadio Mane played against Bobby. That was fun.
Played the full 90, right?
Yeah, they both played the full 90. Bobby scored. Beautiful chip. Mane had like the assist for the penalty, which was converted. That ended 1-1. Origi didn't make any appearance. Harry Wilson played 33 minutes for Wales. And was the highlight of international break was the England 5-0 victory against Bulgaria, which had to be stopped.
Disgusting.
It had to be stopped a few times because of like racist chants. And if you looked at the crowd, you saw they were doing Nazi salutes. They were making monkey sounds. It was really, really disgusting. I remember. I think they said some of the players from England, they decided as a whole that they were, if one player felt like they were going to walk off, everyone was going to walk off. They decided as a unit, as a team, that they were going to continue playing the game. The game was stopped once. There was an announcement. I think it was stopped the second time, and there's a whole protocol for it.
Yeah, but the players knew, like even with Gareth Southgate, like he was. He spoke to all the players at halftime, everyone on the bench, on the field, whatever. They knew exactly what was going to happen. Right. If it was going to happen again, they were going to walk off. Right.
No, but there's actually a written protocol for a situation like this where they make an announcement, they pause the game or something, they stop the game, make an announcement. They continue to go on to play, and then they stop. If it happens again, they'll stop it again. They'll make like the last warning or something, and then if it happens a third time, they cancel the game completely. Yeah. So that's how that happened. It actually, it ended 5-0 victory for England, and and that was pretty much, I guess. And then the head coach of Bulgaria stepped down. Actually,
the head of the FA.
FA of Bulgaria. I apologize.
I think if if countries are gonna do that, like the fan base, I think those federations should just get like a season ban from like all competitions. If I was the leader of the FA,
I agree.
Right? No,
that was disgusting.
And it's the fact that it was like they knew ahead of time that this was going to happen. And the fact that it's still going on in 2019.
There were kids there also.
It's insane.
And kids of all ages.
Adults who were there with kids saying this and
and they're doing it wrong, because if you looked at the videos and pictures, like you saw they're like covering their face. They didn't want to be seen on camera. They knew what they were doing was disgusting. Some of them
were even out in the open.
Some of that's even more disgusting. But the people who are cowards and hiding behind. It's pitiful. It shouldn't be happening in this game. Even FIFA 20 is like they uploaded like a new thing. They're new kits, no racism. Nice. Yeah, it's really disgusting that has to happen, especially when you put out young players on the pitch like Alexander Arnold, like Sancho, like Abraham, young guys of color who have to go on and play for their country and they have to deal with this. In Europe is really, really disgusting. And
so basically from all of us here at Kopites State of Mind,
say no to racism.
Say no to racism. It's not cool. If you see it happening,
no room for it.
There's no room. Why enjoy the game?
There's no need. It's 2019.
It's literally something all of us have in common.
We're having fun.
Right, we all love it.
There's no need for it.
All right, so international break aside, because no one fucking likes international break. The best news of the day before we get into the match buildup. Joel Matip extends.
The unicorn.
The second best defender in the world. Joel Matip. Guys, let me hear it.
Biggest bargain.
I woke up this morning. Wow.
It's so, you know what it is?
It made my day.
Like, it's really, because you know what? Out of everyone in the club, who deserves it more?
Right now,
nobody.
Only him.
You know, and you know what it is? Take away his performance, right? Take away how amazing he's been. A stat for you guys, I have it written down. Actually, he has not been on the losing side of any of his last 35 Premier League appearances, right? No losses, and that's the longest ever unbeaten streak for an LFC player. Massive, okay? Now, let's talk about his professionalism, first of all. Last year, the plan was he went down, and then Joe Gomez stepped up, and Joe Gomez was very, very good. And so the plan was going forward for Joe Gomez to be the partnership with Van Dijk. He goes down in January. Joel Matip steps back in. And he accepted right away that, like, okay, you know, they're going to go with Gomez. He's the younger guy. And that's what it's going to be going forward. Didn't say a word, played his role, whether he made bench or didn't make bench. Gomez goes down. Matip steps up. This unbeaten streak starts. And the confidence that he's shown on the pitch next to Virgil, the strides forward, the no context Joel Matip moments with
and the good tackles, obviously the long
great tackles. He's leading in aerial duels.
He's just unreal, and every aspect of his game has improved.
He
stepped up. You know, he doesn't really, you know, talk too much to the media. He keeps his head down. He works hard. He really, for me, cemented his place. I've said it 100 times in the past few weeks. Cemented his place as our second starting center back next to Virgil. I don't think Gomez or Lovren are even close to him at this point.
Or as good, really.
I think he's the second best defender in the Premier League. He's the second best center back in the Premier League.
He is fearless. And that's not even on the...
And he's confident.
That's what I'm saying.
Confident.
And it's not even on the defensive end. You know, like
attacking also.
Exactly. Like he loves to make strides forward.
1, 2, 3,
exactly.
4
he passes defenders,
draws them to him.
You know, and so that goes. Okay, Klopp said a couple weeks ago that since Klopp has been in charge, his best business was Joel Matip on a free.
Definitely.
You know, so he deserved this extension. He deserved the payday, and we're all excited. And the good news as well is that he should be fit for the United clash, and that's what we're going to get into now. Along with Joel Matip, we're rumored... Klopp didn't want to give anything in certain, to put anything in stone, but everything, all indications lead to Alisson making pretty much his first appearance. He got hurt in the first half since game. Norwich, but he's making his second debut, if you want to call it that.
Did Klopp confirm it?
He didn't want to confirm.
He sort of...
But everyone, like he was training with the first team, Alisson, and I think we could all expect him to be back. Matip expected to be back, and I think also as well, Salah, who picked up a knock, is expected to be back. He picked up the knock against Leicester before the international break. So yeah, we're expected to be almost fully fit. No Shaqiri, I guess no update on him. On the other hand...
Not so good for United.
They're not as lucky. They're Solskjaer confirmed there'll be no Pogba
and no
De Gea, which are arguably the best players on their team, you would say. Luckily for them, they have a class second keeper. Maybe the second best keeper in the world, I would say.
Sergio Romero
that's a long
top keeper. No, why? He's a top keeper.
As a backup keeper.
Maybe backup
That's what I'm saying. He's the best backup keeper.
And for these players coming in for Pogba and Romero, it's going to be their chance to prove, like, hey, just like Matip did when Gomez got injured last season, he cemented that place as his own. These guys are going to try to do the same. De Gea not having the best season at all. Romero's going to try to come in. I believe I saw a stat about him even saying that he played 20-some-odd games at Old Trafford between Europa League and some Premier League games, and he did not lose a single one.
Yeah, listen, he's a class keeper. He's a professional. He's a vet. He won the Europa League with them. The guy knows how to play. The guy is no stranger to big games. And obviously going against Liverpool, it's a huge game. It's a huge game. You know, and...
For them as well.
Right. Of course. Listen, they're in they're in the worst form they've ever been in 30 years. They're after the worst start in 30 years.
2 wins in the last 8 games.
2 wins in the last 8 games. You know what I'm saying? Their loss against Newcastle, they dropped to 12th. They're 2 points above relegation now. Okay, this is...
And considering all of that, I've still had butterflies in my stomach since yesterday, and I can't get rid of it just because it's United at Old Trafford, and I'm bugging out.
Everyone knows that this is...
Never unclench.
Everyone knows that this is probably the game. Obviously, you look forward to playing United because you're enemies, but playing at Old Trafford has not been good to us. I don't think we've won there since
Gerrard. Since we scored, we got 3 penalties, I think, or 2 penalties.
Yeah, exactly. So we haven't won there in a really, really long time. We haven't won there since Alex Ferguson's retirement. So that's a long fucking time. But also for them, Solskjaer admitted that he does expect to have Martial back.
Which is a danger always.
Which is always danger on the left side.
It scares me since his debut when he scored that goal against us.
Especially, listen, I trust Trent, don't get me wrong, but when Trent is facing a pretty speedy winger, who knows? Listen, I don't think he's 100% fit.
Listen, Rashford gave him the works a couple of years ago.
I remember that. He did. He gave everyone the works. We lost those games, and we're not good at Old Trafford. There's something there. No matter
it's the atmosphere.
No matter
doesn't
what
matter
the form,
who pulls on the jersey. Form doesn't matter. League
nothing
position doesn't
matters.
Matter. Momentum doesn't matter. It's Liverpool and United at Old Trafford.
Exactly, and I think also Luke Shaw is going to be assessed before the game. He's a big miss for them.
He's fat as fuck.
Right, Lingard, I don't think he'll be fit for the match. Who else were they missing? Oh, Wan-Bissaka is expected to be back as well. He didn't commit. Ole didn't commit to how much time they would play. He said it could be 30 minutes, it could be 60 minutes, but I think in a game...
Mind games, baby.
Yes, of course. I think in a game like this, where the stakes are so high, especially for Ole and I know the board said they're going to give him time, but we've seen the track records after teams lose to Liverpool. If they lose to Liverpool and then they're bad form, they tend to go. And it's a game he's going to go out to try. If he thinks that his players can play 30, 60 minutes, he's going to have them push for 90 because you got to have your best team on the pitch. You can't be throwing Fred out there and Pereira out there, and I don't rate McTominay. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that.
I think, like you mentioned before, it doesn't matter the form. When we step into Old Trafford, Liverpool versus United, there's something there, man. There's something there. You just expect, this Fergie, he'll be there.
History,
you know what I'm saying?
Generations of history.
And it's scary. It's scary going there. It's nerve-wracking going there. But I will say this. The circumstances and the situation compared to last year when we went to Old Trafford are completely different.
Yeah.
Last year we went to Old Trafford towards the end of the season, and it was like Trent didn't play, and Bobby got hurt in the game, and it was... We had to win. It was literally in the midst of a title race towards the end of the season. It was like, we need to win.
And also Champions League contention.
And we were playing Champions League.
Our players were fatigued.
Right. Everybody was tired. And it was a game where you said, we need to win this game. Of course, we need or would like to win the game on Sunday. But the circumstances are different. Less pressure. We're 8 of 8. We're 8 points clear of City right now, and so it's really funny if you see the tweets. If you saw the pictures from training, the Liverpool players are playing basketball, and it's just when you're playing United, you just play basketball.
You don't have to play football.
What I'm saying?
Even all the memes from Sky Sports when they're picking their combined United and Liverpool 11, all 11 Liverpool players.
Klopp spoke about that in the presser. We didn't speak about the presser. He spoke about it in the presser, and he just thought it was jokes. He thought that pretty much they're just taking the piss on United, and
it's kind of fucked.
But you know what? Can you argue it?
No, it's
you put anybody there.
I love every second of it.
You put anyone in front. I don't take Maguire over Matip.
No, it's true.
Not a single player.
I don't take De Gea over Addison.
Not a single
player. So yeah, he thinks that they're just taking the piss out of United because at this time it's very easy. It's very easy to make a joke out of United considering what a massive club they are. Listen, we're talking about the two most successful clubs in English football and in the world going head to head, and one is up here right now, and one is down here. One is 2 points above relegation next to Everton, which is lovely.
And you know what? Like you said, Klopp mentions a bunch of good things in his presser. He said something like, for some reason, United believes that we're the perfect opponent right
Ole
now.
said that.
And they're who we want. Like, they want to play us, and we need to prove them very wrong.
Right. Klopp said, "I don't know why anyone would want to play us right now."
Yeah.
You know, but if you think about it,
everyone wants to play us. We are the target.
But if you're United and you're in the position you are right now, this is Liverpool, the team you want to play, because if you win, everyone's going to say they can turn it around. If they can beat Liverpool on the hot streak that Liverpool are on right now, God forbid. But if they can, you know, the first thing you say is Ole's job is safe for now. But then you're thinking, okay, they can get it together if they can beat a team like Liverpool, and maybe they could turn their season around. That's why I think Ole said what he said. He said, this is the team you want to play because if you win, things can change. It really takes one big win to spark a fire under your ass and to get things going. That happened with Liverpool after our thrashing against Spurs last year. After Mane got the red card. Was it last year?
No, it was against City when we got thrashed.
We got thrashed. He took out Lovren early.
Oh, yeah. That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, sorry. 2 years ago, and that lit the fire under Liverpool's ass coming into now. You know what I'm saying? We got destroyed that game. I believe it was like 4-0 or 4-1. I don't recall.
Something crazy.
Or, hear me out here. It could also turn out like last year's home game against them when we won 3-1, and boom, there goes Ole's job.
Right. Dude, that was amazing. Unfortunately, we won't have Shaq to come off the bench and score a brace. Hopefully, we're not going to need him. We'll have Nabi. Listen, when we get into match predictions, you'll hear my lineup predictions. Hear what I got to say.
Do you think Ole is coming out to sort of like, as the game kicks off, fall back into
he's coming out to win, I think. I think he's going to show some balls.
I think he's going to start off with like a back five and maybe switch it up.
Dude, I'll be honest with you, man.
He's going to play 4-3-3, especially if Martial gets at least 60 minutes.
He wants to not lose. He'll do anything to not lose. And if he could salvage out a draw, that's what he's going to go for.
Yeah, don't forget, he's a United legend. Like
he knows the magnitude.
This fixture means just as much to him.
Ole Solskjaer knows the magnitude of this game. He's played in this game before. He knows what this is. You know what I'm saying? And he knows what this means to us as well. He knows what he's gonna be hearing, what Sky Sports is gonna be saying, what all these news analysts and everyone's gonna be saying if United lose. That if they say here in the States, what did they say in the Mets game? We're in the jackpot. His ass is in the jackpot. They say in the States. I know it's pretty corny, but if he loses his game and they drop even closer to relegation, depending who wins that week. Dude,
Everton and United in the relegation zone.
That's
very great sight to see.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's tears of joy.
That's a beautiful thing, you know. And I can't stress enough how important this match could be, because you want to create a nice. You don't have to. You don't have to say it.
Liverpool versus Manchester. It's Liverpool Football Club versus Manchester United Football Club. That should be.
That's it. That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta say. These are two of the most successful clubs of England ever.
The English Classico. This is it.
I'm really. I'll tell you what. Yeah, this is the Classico. This is the Derby of England.
This is.
You know. I also want to say
one of the biggest rivalries in the world.
I'm very, very excited and very, very giddy
and nervous and happy all at the same time.
I want to just say I'm very giddy about seeing Alisson back in goal.
I mean, if he makes it,
I think he's gonna be. I think everything indicates of him starting. I don't think you said at a certain point that you think.
I kind of still think that Adrian is gonna get the nod. I think we're gonna see him next week.
You're not the only person to say this. Like he's in form, he's confident.
I'm not saying. Obviously, I would love it if Alisson was in goal, but I'm just saying maybe it might be a little bit rushed. And on top of that, like look, Super Cup. 8 wins out of 8. Like,
of course, he's in form.
He's high on confidence too.
Do you not think the guy deserves like why fix something that isn't broke yet? Like, I'm not saying like wait until we drop points to put in Alisson.
Obviously
I'm saying
not.
Like the first we played Chelsea but the first big derby like United or like Everton comes up.
I know.
And you make a valid point.
You're gonna bench him now.
I understood. I totally understand what you're saying. You're not the first person to say this. I've read this. I've heard it. People are talking about it. They're like, okay, Adrian's confidence is high. He's in form. He's made good saves. His distribution levels have been very, very good. So let him go one more game, right?
Let's just say, let's just say we're in a position for the first time in a long time where we can confidently say, like, we have two keepers that regardless of which one starts against United at Old Trafford, we're in good hands.
Right.
We're comfortable.
No pun intended.
Actually, pun was very intended.
Listen, I agree with you. But then if you're Klopp, right?
Yeah.
You know Klopp likes to put out his best lineup. You would think, right?
But he's also an emotional person.
I understand. I know
he's a little bit conservative when it comes to the fitness of his players.
Right. He's always been conservative when it comes to fitness of his players. Very, very true. That's why I do think we might see Hendo get a rest. He played 90 minutes in 2 games. Mm-hmm. I think Keita's going to start instead. That's what I wanted to get to, but we'll get that at the end. Mm-hmm. So that's that. He is very cautious of that. He's been very cautious with Alisson. And I'll tell you something. I mentioned it before. That calf injury, we've seen it in sports. Mm. It's a tricky injury. It's something you can't rush. That being said, I don't think he would put him in if he doesn't think he's fully ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? And if he's ready to go, and he is obviously your better keeper, if you don't put him in and something goes wrong, it's like, dude, why didn't you have Alisson in goal? He was ready to go. He was fit. You should put him in goal.
It's not the wise thing to do.
I hear what you're saying with Adrian. He's in form and he's confident, but if Alisson's ready to go,
there's very even pros and cons to both sides.
More pros. If you could put Alisson in goal, you put Alisson in goal. The same way if Pogba's fit, you start Pogba. If De Gea's fit, you start De Gea.
But like you have to be 100% confident that he's fit. Like 1,000% confident.
And you know what? He wasn't ready. He wasn't confident to put him against Leicester. He said he's not ready to go yet. You know, he said he's training not even with the team. He's just training with the goalkeepers, with the goalkeeping coaches. So now that he's training with the first team and he's done all that, you know, I think you put him in start. I think Keita starts. That's crazy to say. I think I say that every week. I say that every week.
What's your lineup prediction?
Same lineup. Alisson in goal. The default with Hendo with Keita instead of Hendo, which again, it's a very far-fetched guess.
Do you think we'll see Origi instead of Salah this week?
No, Salah starts.
No, Salah starts.
Salah starts. He was training. He was all smiles. Salah starts. It's hard. Again, it's hard for me to see. It's hard for me to see Hendo not start because it's United and he's the skipper. Mm-hmm. But again, 90 minutes back to back, or he played 180 minutes over 2 games. It's a lot. The game's on Sunday. It's we know Klopp. Like Geffen said, he's very conservative. Mm-hmm. So it's tough to say what he would do and what he's going to do. I think, like I said, Fab Genie will start. Genie scored 2 goals over the international break, 2 screamers. If you could do some of that on Sunday, that would be fucking fantastic. Anything else you guys want to add before we talk about
lineups?
No, not lineups. There was a court.
Other stuff.
There was a court date today. Anything else you guys want to add about United? Any point? Anything we're missing? Anything we didn't touch on? We spoke about United's form. We spoke about Liverpool's form.
Oh, let's get into the lineups and go move on to the podcast.
Okay. You guys know my line of predictions. I throw this out every week and just hoping Keita in for Hendo.
Geff, any news?
Well, you want to talk about my lineup?
Yeah. Who do you think is gonna go?
I think Hendo will get the nod. We're gonna see our starting fullbacks, of course, along Virgil. And I think Hendo probably is going to get rest versus Genk in the Champions League right after United.
Yeah, that's coming up too.
Yeah, so I think that's my go-to.
Really? I honestly... I feel that.
Alongside Genie.
I feel that. Mm-hmm. I feel that. I
think we have to go with the strongest this game, no matter what.
Yeah, so Hendo might start. Hendo will most likely start, and then you're right. I forgot about the Champions League coming up midweek, and I think we'll have Keita start that game.
And Adrian in goal. Yeah, to your point, because you're a valid ass point.
I think.
You think Adrian starts? No shot.
I think Adrian starts in goal. Back for what it is. Mm-hmm. The midfield 3. I have a feeling that Milner's going to be involved.
People are saying, "Listen, I'm online all day."
I think it's going to be Fab, Milner, Genie.
I wouldn't. And the
normal front 3.
I don't know.
He needs some rotation. Bro, we have 4 games in the next 11 days.
I know.
Like, what?
I know. It's not going to... Listen, we say this week in, week out. This is always a test. We're being tested. Everyone's being tested. Everyone knows in all of Europe we're the team to beat. Pep doesn't fucking stop talking about us.
Rent-free.
Rent-free. We're living in his big-ass bald head. And yeah, listen, we're being tested week in, week out. People want to play us. People want to beat us. And that comes with the territory of being the only undefeated team in Europe in league competitions.
Yeah.
So we have to go ahead and take it for what it is. We're wanted. People want our heads. People, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And we are European champions. All right. That aside...
Court case.
Court case. There was a court case today.
We in court.
We had the High Court today, New Balance against Nike. Well, it's pretty much New Balance against Liverpool. And yeah, pretty much. We actually, lucky for us, we have a New Balance representee who knows a lot about New Balance. He knows a lot about the court case. He's been keeping up with it. He's got the quotes. I read some of what's going on. It seems pretty difficult for me to understand. There's a lot of numbers involved. I'm not a numbers guy. Break it down for me.
I mean, it really comes down to what, in terms of distribution, that's probably the biggest key factor in all this. Like, it was discussed that Liverpool can't fulfill certain distribution, obviously, that Nike provide with, sponsors such as Nike, such as LeBron, Drake, Serena Williams, and they can't have open doors, so to speak. This is the term.
Doors is I'm assuming it's stores.
Stores, really, pretty much, yeah. So, and then Chris Davis, the son of Jim Davis, who is the CEO of New Balance, represented New Balance in court, and was pretty much getting shitted on. He was, bluffing the numbers, saying that, we could provide these numbers, we could provide these sales, when in reality they can't. It's just it's
just not realistic.
Yeah, impossible.
It's just not realistic, to be honest. You think about Nike. You don't have to say it. I saw some of the quotes with the judge. He was pulling up emails. He was talking about you're going to go from like double-digit stores to like almost 1,000 stores in the next year. That's highly unrealistic.
No way.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's really like when you look. So I know to the Nike
defense, the Asian markets played a big play.
Of course,
Nike has incredible outreach
in China, and New Balance don't.
Not even close.
And New Balance don't.
We get into a country like China and we get a kickback from Nike on the revenue we sell on our merchandise. Do you understand how much money that is? New Balance could never compete with that. Like I said earlier today, in the group chat, I answered May. I told him the same thing. I think it was more like New Balance knew there was no way they could compete. They realized they had this clause. They said, fuck it, we might as well go for it.
Listen.
And that's it.
Without Liverpool, New Balance stock drops. They were begging. They're really... It's crazy to say. Listen, I think they'll be safe. I don't think they're going to go out of business. But Liverpool... They are... New Balance is... Liverpool is New Balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you have Kawhi. They were going down the list. This to like Liverpool's defense. They were talking about... the top most influential athletes that Nike have, and LeBron is number 2 on the list. Serena Williams is on the list, and again, they were just like, the judge was like, okay, and then you look at who New Balance have, and they have nobody on that list. Nobody on that list. That's the key. They're like influential people, and that helps. They have Jaden Smith, the son of Will Smith, and Kawhi Leonard. These aren't the guys, and then obviously Nike has Drake and.
For Nike, the list goes on and on and on.
The list just keeps going.
Yeah.
It's
it's bad for New Balance. Like, unfortunately, as somebody who is New Balance employee, like, when was the last time or ever have you seen a New Balance commercial?
You don't.
When was the last time you saw a New Balance ad? It's just like in reality, it's like a small time brand. Unfortunately, I don't know if you guys know, it's a private company. There's no stock shares or anything like that. So they lack the growth and distribution, like I said before. So they're in a really tough position here.
So here's the number actually. So basically, Liverpool account between 5 to 8% of everything that New Balance make. Every New Balance sale, 5 to 8% of New Balance sales is Liverpool. That's a big hit. That's a big hit for you can't call New Balance a small brand, but they're a small brand compared to the big boys.
Yeah.
They can't get nearly into the amount of stores. So, according to somebody who's breaking it down on Twitter, saying that today was just a really bad day for New Balance. They were caught in a lot of bluffs. Their emails were pulled up with people, with the words being exchanged of like, that's not realistic. We won't be able to hit that. And really, they're just taking a swing. They're really just going for New Balance. I don't think they have a chance. At the end of the day, I think we will see, a happily ever after with Nike, and that's going to help, obviously, bring in Nike signed players. And like I said, with the 20% royalties, and it's, it's not even just Liverpool kits that are being sold. I'm reading, obviously, there's sweatshirts, there's sneakers, there's all this stuff. And they're literally saying that, originally, remember, we thought that it was supposed to be like a $75 million deal, and then we're going to be like the second biggest in the world, or the third and biggest in the world behind Barca and Real. So the way it really seems is, even though it's a 30%, even though it's a $30 million up front, it's 20% on the royalties, and they're saying that can even exceed the $75 million that we were expecting.
That's insane.
So it's literally. And of course, like the numbers go up as successful as a team is, and they drop as if the team becomes unsuccessful, and that plays a big role. So in order for in order for the deal to make sense, even for any team, for any brand, Nike or New Balance, Liverpool needs to stay relevant, and I believe, and Nike believe as well that, Liverpool can stay successful and they will make money, and that's what I think it's going to be.
I think I'm going to go. I couldn't agree more. It's going to be Nike. We're going to see those kits. They're going to be beautiful. I can't wait. I'm excited.
All right.
So let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up, guys.
Don't forget, guys, to download the Last Fan Standing app. It's free to play. You win cash prizes. And use our referral code, Kopites State of Mind.
Guys, thank you for watching. We're going to have some more episodes for you coming up this week.
4
games, 11 days.
Go ahead, finish. No, go ahead.
A lot of post games, a lot of post matches, a lot of pre matches. Shout out Remy.
Always.
We love you guys. Follow us Instagram, Spotify, YouTube for video. Thank you very much, guys.
I do want to say before we close out, before our big match against United on Sunday, we will be attending Carragher's in Manhattan to watch the game. We'll be there probably an hour and a half before tip-off. Tip-off, it's the NBA. Kickoff. We'll be doing like some interviews with some fans out there. You get another, I guess, a taste of some other American. You're seeing only our American faces, and we'll get some American. You'll see the big support that Liverpool have in New York. It's not just in Liverpool.
Massive.
We've gone to Boston Night in New York. We've gone to Premier League Fan Fest in New York. And let me tell you that there is a huge, huge love for Premier League soccer and a massive affair with Liverpool Football Club here in New York. So we'll see you on Sunday before the kickoff, after kickoff, post game. We'll probably do post game live from Carragher's in Manhattan. Can't wait to see you guys. Like Mo said, subscribe, all this stuff.
We love you.
All right.
Thank you very much for coming out.
The Reds.
We'll see you soon.
Woo.